Hey, we're doing a get ready with me today. Don't mind my hair. I don't know what's happening with it just yet. Let me just start putting product on my face immediately. We are doing a get ready with me. I know in my last get ready with me, which in true me fashion was nearly a year ago, I said I wanted to do more content like this and be like open with you guys and let you get to know me. I realized in this last year, since making that video, that very optimistic video, that I am actually an even more private person than I thought, and I don't want to put all my business out there on the internet, to be perfectly honest. Like, I just don't really think this is the appropriate place to be airing out my business. And also, to be extra honest, I'm just not that interesting. Like, I don't think there's any point in doing a video like this unless I have, like, actual, like, things to tell you guys. Like, life updates, which I do now, today, so there's that. But also, for today's Get Ready With Me style video, I have something to get ready for, which never happens. A friend of mine, for months now, we've been saying that I'm gonna teach them how to cook. Today is finally that day, and we're kind of having an itty bitty little dinner party, like us and like 2, possibly 3 other people who are the same 2 to 3 people who are the only people we really hang out with outside of work. So there's that. That's what's happening today. Very exciting. I also just kind of realized I've been trying to film this video for the last like 3 days and just for whatever reason couldn't get up the motivation to do so. So then I was like, why don't I do this get ready with me chit-chatty video on a day when I actually have a reason to get ready? Wouldn't that make a lot of sense? Yep. So here we are, and I just kind of realized that I cannot actually remember the last time I put on makeup just because I wanted to, like just because I felt like it. Like, I feel like every time I put makeup on now, or at any point in the last like year, has just been like for this, because I was doing a video or I was doing a look for Instagram, and not because I just kind of felt like doing it for me. So I just kind of felt like for a lot of reasons, this was a good idea to finally do this video, and I do actually have some stuff going on that I need to, or would like to, update you guys about. First things first, where I've been, because I know I've been away from here for a while, and if you follow me on Instagram, you know I haven't been as active over there either as I typically would be or would like to be. And I shared on my Instagram story at one point that I was feeling kind of burnt out. I'm gonna go in with my liquid highlight situation. There have been a lot of times over the last month or so when I've tried to make content of some kind. I've sat down to film, hated how the footage came out, deleted it, video never saw the light of day. I did a look for Instagram, photographed it, hated the way it photographed, or didn't even finish doing it because it just wasn't going the way I planned and I didn't like how it looked, so I wiped it off before I was even done. That kind of thing. Me just kind of being burnt out and unhappy with what I was doing. And I think it's kind of a chicken or the egg situation, because I could not tell you if this was more a contributor or a symptom to the next thing I'm about to talk about, which is that the main reason why I've kind of had to step away for a minute is because my mental health just tanked. It's been in a bad spot for the better part of the last 2 months, actually. And I'm not gonna go too deep into that today, only because I feel like if we are going to talk about it, I need a little bit more distance from it. So it's not that we're never going to talk about it. I just think I need to save that for another time where I can go into it more in depth. Foundation time. Because I've just been in a really intense downswing with my depression. One that did feature an itty bitty little teensy weensy minor mental breakdown. I'm fine. That's not true. That's a lie. I'm better. I'm better now. So yeah. And again, we can talk about that more in depth at a later date because I don't actually want to super focus on that today, surprisingly enough. But it is the main reason why I've kind of been gone and not creating to the capacity I almost dropped my sponge. To the capacity that I would like to be. That's what's going on. I'm gonna contour. A big first life update kind of thing. I left my job. The job I talked about in that last Get Ready With Me from a year ago. That job sucked. I realized that pretty soon after I started working there. And I cannot fucking believe that I stayed for as long as I did. That's pretty much entirely because of the friends I made there, and not wanting to walk away from them just yet, which is customary for me, actually. It's very typical of me to stay at a job or in a situation that's really detrimental to me if it means getting to be around people that I care about. And we're all kind of suffering together in that kind of thing, which was very much the case. And again, I said in that video I didn't want to say where I worked, and I stand by that, at least for now. Maybe someday, when I've had a bit of space from the situation, we'll have like a story time, and I'll tell you where I worked and what that was like. But for now, I kind of just want to leave it at, ultimately, it's a good thing I'm leaving this job, but there are people that I met while working there that I will very much miss. Especially because leaving this job coincides with a pretty big move. That's right. Me and my folks are moving back to LA, which is so exciting. It really is. And I want to make it very clear that that's how I feel going forward, because I feel like with the way that my mental health is set up and the way that I might talk about this in future videos or Instagram stories, wherever you follow me, it's gonna seem like I'm a person who very much doesn't like change. And that's not the case at all. And this is a very welcome change in my life. I've lived in Las Vegas for close to 6 years and really never once liked it. Like, since the first year we were here, I've been excited to leave. And so getting to move back to LA should kind of just feel like very exciting. But for me, ultimately, it kind of has a bittersweet feeling, because against my better judgment, I did manage to kind of make like a life out here and friends out here that I'm not excited to walk away from. And, you know, we've all promised to keep in touch and all that. It's not like it's goodbye forever. I just mean, like, you know, anytime you have to kind of move away from people that you care about, that's tough. And, you know, we all have kind of our negative things to say about Las Vegas, but for better or worse, it has been a home, and a reliable home for us for the last 6 years. And especially, like, it's been like our safe place during a pandemic, and it's been the place where I've been able to hibernate when I needed to during certain mental health crises that I have had, much like the one I had roughly 2 weeks ago. This house we've been in specifically is going to be weird to say goodbye to, is all I'm saying. I don't know what blush I want to use. I was thinking maybe I would do a combination of these two from Rare Beauty, the dewy liquid blushes, but I think maybe actually because of the eye I want to do, I need to lean more neutral than mauve. So I think, okay, I'm gonna use this Danessa Myricks Vision Flush in the shade Bread and Butter. Oop. And I'm literally just gonna apply that with my fingers. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Why did I do that? It'll be fine. Everything will be fine, one way or another. Anyway, those are the key things that have been going on with me. And I should make clear, and this is kind of, this is not gonna make sense to anyone anyway, but I'll try to articulate it as best I can. I've known this move was coming, is the thing. This isn't something that was sprung on me. We knew last year when I took this job that at some point, we had no idea when, but we knew we were going to be leaving Las Vegas and heading back to LA at the first time that the opportunity presented itself. And I went into this job knowing it was just going to be a temporary thing. And I think that was part of why I was able to stay there for as long as I did, is because I knew I had an out. I knew that no matter how bad things got, there was a light at the end of the tunnel. And I had a good support network because the team that I worked with, none of us were under any illusion that our job didn't suck, and we were very supportive of each other and all that. And I managed to make a couple of friends working at this job that sucked. And it's kind of one of those things where, like, the way my anxiety is set up, it does not matter how much warning I have. It doesn't matter how far in advance I know a big change like that is coming. It will still actually tear me up inside when it's time to make the move, you know? Which is just really weird because it does feel sometimes like there are two different parts of my brain. Because I have a rational side that knows I cannot stay in Las Vegas. I do not like living in Las Vegas. Can't wait to leave, really, genuinely. And that moving back to California with my family, that was always the plan, and that was always the goal. But then there is the anxiety-riddled part of me that makes no sense that I cannot for the life of me explain. That is just petrified, okay? Like, she is just the most afraid of change. She is the most irrational, unbelievable, cringy little bitch. And those are the two parts of me that I'm constantly grappling with, no matter what has kind of happened throughout my life. It has kind of always felt like I'm being pulled into different directions, and that just gets exhausting after a while. And I know it doesn't make sense, and I know I'm not very good at articulating what I'm thinking or how I'm feeling. This is something I've heard a lot from people throughout my life, okay? But that is just like a facet of what has been going on with me in my head. And this is something that I know about myself and I've often challenged myself on, is, you know, me knowing that in my right mind, I'm not actually a person that's afraid of change. I'm not. I welcome change. Change is the only constant in life. I know that. And it gets really frustrating being the person that I am and then having to kind of grapple with my anxiety, trying to convince me that change is scary. I'm using the bronzer that I've been using as a compact this whole time. Like, there have been times in my life where I have surprised myself and everyone around me by making super impulsive decisions randomly. because I know that no matter how much preparation time I have and how much time I spend planning for something and thinking it out and whatever, that I will just sit there and agonize over the simplest decision. So there have been a lot of times in my life where I've just kind of decided to rip the Band-Aid off in a sense and just kind of do things before I'm ready to, or just kind of throw myself into a decision or a situation that I was not prepared for. And there have been a lot of times when that's worked out, and a few times when it really, really hasn't. A few times when I trusted my gut, and that was absolutely the right move, and I do think I should do that more often. But also a lot of times when I maybe could have thought about something a little more before. But I just I didn't want to give myself the opportunity to talk myself out of something exciting, I guess. It's weird because in spite of, when I say in spite of my best efforts, I really did put my life on hold, in a sense, for a long time living out here, because I knew we really lived in Vegas for longer than we were originally planning to. The pandemic had a lot to do with that. Vegas was supposed to be kind of a stopover for us. And in my mind, I was like, oh, this is temporary. And so for most of the time we've been out here, I mean, I've managed to make friends, I've had jobs, I've accomplished things in my life living out here. But in a lot of ways, I kind of stunted myself because I was just like, this is temporary. Don't get attached. Don't get affixed to anything out here. We're leaving. Yada, yada, yada. And so in a lot of ways, it felt like I was putting my life on hold. And now, now I have to kind of start over in a new place and stop doing that and like actually kind of try to get shit done. And it's just overwhelming. I mean, it'll be fine. I think. God, this base looks good. Let's take a break from talking about the issues with my brain to talk about eye makeup. First and foremost, the matte fluid eye paints from About Face, which is Halsey's brand. This formula is everything I wanted it to be. It is so nice. Check out this look I did with the shade Dionysus. Today I'm going to use the shade Smell Before Rain. Basically, as a base for our eye look. That's one of the beauty of these, is they are your eyeshadow and your eye base all in one. I didn't need to prime my eyes. I do have a bit of my color corrector on them though, and it is creasing, so let me tap that out really quick. I'm going to show you two different ways you can kind of do this. Oh, I love that color. You can paint it directly on, like so. I don't know if you can see. I think that's better. I don't know if you can, I don't know if the lighting is helping, but then you can take a brush, just kind of blend it out from there. Last time I used these, I did kind of a winged shape. It was kind of accidental. I don't actually want to do that today. I kind of want to do something more blown out and grungy. So I'm blending it all the way up, like right up to the eyebrow. And then you can kind of layer it up, which I'm going to do. This formula is so good. I'm not accustomed to working with liquid shadows. I typically avoid liquid shadows. They've pretty much always been my least favorite thing. But these behave pretty much in exactly the way I was expecting them to, based on all the videos I've seen of people using them and all the reviews and stuff. You have so much room to play with this. It doesn't dry down too fast. You have a lot of room to work with it before it does eventually dry down. And then when it does dry down, it does not budge. It stays exactly where you need it to. It really does work like a paint. It's awesome. They're unbelievably movable and blendable. I'm putting a little on the back of my hand over here because on the other eye, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick it up with the same brush, and I'm going to paint it on so you can kind of see. You can use either of these techniques, like whether you brush it right on with the applicator or you kind of take it off the back of your hand like I'm doing. It just blends out so effortlessly. Gives you the, like, pretty much the same effect. It's just whatever kind of technique you prefer. It works. Yeah, when I saw videos of people kind of talking about this brand, I kind of figured this product was gonna be the standout. And they really do dry down matte, but they're not drying or uncomfortable to wear at all. They're just kind of really lovely. Like very lightweight, but pigmented, but blendable. It's just kind of like genuinely a dream formula. I'm so happy with it. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more, really work it into the end of my brush and kind of sweep it under the eye as well, just a little. I didn't use it under my eye when I did that last look. I kept my under eye clean, so I'm kind of curious to see like how it dries down, how it works on top of a set under eye, because I did put powder in my under eye area. I mean, so far so good. Oh, I like that. I could leave that as is and be happy, but we are gonna go in with some shimmers. I'm wondering if I need to put, I was thinking I should put a glitter glue down, but this actually applied fine without any kind of tacky primer last time, so I think it'll be fine. I'm just gonna go straight in with the shimmers. The Lethal Cosmetics Multi-Chromes. Again, excellent, super beautiful. I think since we're going more grungy, I want to go in with the more like green, goldy tones today. I'm gonna pick up this one. I don't know what the shade names are. Sorry. I don't usually do an all shimmer eye look either. But today I feel like playing around, and since we're working with lethal shadows, I feel like I should do a real like Teresa is Dead style eye look. If you don't already know who Teresa is, which I kind of doubt, but on the off chance that that is the case, you should watch her, you should know her, so her YouTube channel will be linked down below. Be sure to check that out. I know I've mentioned her on this channel before, but lethal shimmers are so... The lethal shadow formula in general is really interesting, but their shimmers in particular, like, they look quite textured, and if you kind of go in and touch them and swatch them with your finger, they feel textured, but then they just kind of melt on the skin. They go on so smooth. They're just really beautiful. Wow, remember how I said I wasn't going to do a wing shape today? Oh well. Now let's see. Which one? This one. This shade. And put that all over the... Wow. That's why I had to do most of the talking in the first part of this video, is because the eyes take a little bit more concentration than the base at this point. What did I just do with that brush? Oh, there she is. I forgot I had the blush on the back of my hand and I just tapped it on my forearm. Let me pick up a little bit more powder. It's the Kosas powder, by the way. and just kind of sweep that over the areas where I definitely had fallout on my face. I'm going to pop on some mascara. Do I want to tightline my eyes? I'm leaning toward no, so I'm gonna set my face with my setting sprays, curl my eyelashes, pop on some mascara, brush my eyebrows, and I'll be back to show you guys the lip product that I'll be wearing today. Okay, we're back. My eyelashes are a little chunkier than I would typically prefer, but you're over there, so it's fine. I also did my little lip contouring routine that I always do when I do my lips. And we are going to use, because I know I'm going to have a mask on for a little bit, because me and my friend do have to go to the grocery store to get some things to make dinner. So I'm going to go with a matte lip. I'm going to use the ColourPop Blotted Lip, the new ones. This formula is so dreamy. It is so beautiful. This is the shade On Film, which is not originally the shade I wanted to pick up, but I'm still glad I did. It's a really nice shade, and it's going to work well with today's look, I think. Such a lightweight, silky feeling on the lip. It has such a nice, velvety finish that, like, no matter how much you keep layering it on, it's never going to feel like too much. It's just really a lovely lip formula. Really lovely. Highly recommend. Now, let me figure out what the heck I'm gonna do with my hair and what I'm gonna wear for this little dinner party situation. It's not gonna be fancy. And we'll do the outro. Okay, I tried a couple things with my hair and then decided I can't be bothered, so it's staying down for now. I'm sorry if this video seemed really all over the place. My brain is all over the place. To the point where it is actually difficult for me to organize and articulate my thoughts. This is just where I'm at right now. I really like the makeup look that we did today. So that's something. More than anything, I just wanted to let you guys know what's been going on with me, what is going on with me. And I think for a while there I had a bit of a mental block because I was waiting for like just the right circumstances to do it in, and I needed this video to be like perfect or whatever. And today I'm just kind of like, no, fuck it. Like I'm ripping the band-aid off. I'm doing that thing I do to challenge myself sometimes and not overthink everything. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to come hang out with me. It was really nice of you. If you're not already subscribed, consider doing that. If you haven't already liked this video, consider doing that. Neither are mandatory, but both are highly appreciated. There will be links down in the description box below to any and everything I'm doing on the internet. Places you can follow me if you're into that. There will also be links to resources that you can use to stand with the Ukraine and help out with that situation in any way that you can right now. I suggest you check those out. And that's it. That's it for today. Again, thank you so much for being here. Be kind to others, be good to yourselves, and I will see you back here for the next one really soon. Bye. So first and foremost, what's the full name of these? Matte paint fluid eye paint. Matte fluid eye paint? Why does it say paint fluid eye paint? What the fuck? Oh, I literally just felt that fall out. I just felt that happen on my cheeks. Okay, how bad are my forehead creases right now? Fucking backdrop.